Today, let's make horchata honey wine, also known as mead.
So to start off this is kind of a multi-phase project, as I guess all of our brews really are, but this one is unique. We're going to start off with 2 cups of long grain rice.
So that means I gotta pour it. Yeah, I chose poorly with the bowl.
You did.
I'm gonna get a funnel.
Okay. Ta-da!
Oh, you want to sanitize that?
No, I don't.
Oh, because if you get it
I
wet.
really don't.
It's only a little bit bigger. This is not helpful,
You.
but it's fun for television viewers. I got it. Look at this. It just needs to get in the jar. It doesn't really matter if it
You're
goes in.
home.
Yeah, you too good for your home.
Ah!
Spilled like, oh, 1 piece got right here. And there's like 4 on the handle.
All right.
That was actually pretty good for our usual antics. By the way, we did sanitize everything except for the actual ingredients in
The red bucket of sanitization.
because sanitization is important, especially in something like this that's going to steep overnight with no yeast and nothing to prevent infections. What do we got?
2
To what?
cinnamon sticks. Now this isn't just any old plain old cinnamon stick. No, we're making horchata, so we need violence. Do we want to do that over again? No? We're good?
We're good. I didn't break the bowl.
If you're flinging your knife around, do it away from glass objects.
It slipped in my hand and I was afraid I was going to cut my finger off. And I swung it over this way and hit the bowl.
All right.
Didn't smash the bowl.
All right, so these are Mexican cinnamon sticks.
Smells really good.
Oh, and the word is on the bag that Brian is holding, so I can't tell you what the word is.
Canela?
Canela.
That's a type of cinnamon stick.
Yeah.
Oh. In Derica's world, it's also a type of bean. You've been calling cannellini beans cannelli beans forever.
I don't say canela.
Whatever. It was funnier in my head.
All right, and then we need 3 ounces of almonds. We have chosen slivered almonds.
These are non-salted. So you want non-salted? Because if you salt them, it's going to be salty.
We don't want that. And then 5 cups of water.
Now, what spurred this recipe, though?
What spurred this recipe? I think somebody actually wanted us to make this.
And why do you want us to make this?
Why do I want us to make this?
Yes.
Because it sounded fun?
Oh, I thought you had a special place in your heart for horchata.
No, it's not horchata.
Oh.
It is something completely different.
Never mind then. And now I'm just going to give this a whirl with the spattle. It's a spoon. It's a paddle. It's both. Get yours in the description below. Look at this. I'm using the spoon side.
What?
People say I never use the spoon. That's not true. I just disproved that. Right
You've used it twice today already.
just today. And I'm just mixing it up to make sure that nothing gets like a clump, like a dough ball where it's dry. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, so we are steeping the...
Dry infusing.
Yeah, the rice is going to give up its starches. The almonds are going to give up some of their fats. And the cinnamon is just going to give us some flavor. So we're going to steep this now.
Do we refrigerate it?
My directions don't say to refrigerate it, but I think that's probably...
I think I'd feel better.
I would feel better as well.
Refrigerating.
We're going to steep this overnight in our refrigerator, and we'll see you tomorrow with what happens next.
All right, so we're on day 2 of horchata making. This was in the fridge overnight. What do we do with it now?
We're going to blend it. But we've talked about this, and we feel like
It smells like rice.
that the cinnamon sticks we probably don't want to blend.
Yeah. I probably don't want to pour it all the way up there either.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm going to make sure my hand is sanitized so I can grab the cinnamon sticks out.
They expanded and unrolled.
They did.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, the reason we don't want to put the cinnamon sticks in is because then it'll over-extract a lot. Because I had an idea that we might be leaving the bag in. Don't get rid of those yet, though.
Okay, I'm gonna sit them in here.
Whoa. Glad I chose this blender.
Oh. Do you need a spatula? Or are you just gonna...
I'm going to bang the crap out of it.
Violence is the answer today.
Nope, I need a spatula then.
Okay.
Alrighty, so I want to get all this in here because we are actually going to be putting all of this in the brew in one way or another. We have a couple ideas on how that's going to happen. This is much easier said than done.
You can use the baster to get some more liquid in there and swish it around. That might...
I could, couldn't I?
You could.
But I got them all at the top now.
Okay.
So if I do that, they're going to be all over it again. Right. Just due diligence, you know? Just sometimes you got to get through it to do it.
Okay.
Just a t-shirt right there. Every grain is sacred. I'm leaving those two just so that they can see what the others are going to go through so that they won't stick next time.
Well, I don't think they want to happen what's going to happen to the rest. I have concerns about blending this with our limited headspace.
It literally is not at the max. Like, it's just at the max. It's okay.
Okay.
I've used the blender before. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's okay. There's a rubber seal in there. See?
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Sure.
See? That's what you were afraid of. Do not try this at home. I'm a professional blender.
All right, so we have a high-powered Vitamix blender, so it makes pretty easy work of this sort of thing. If you have a less powered mixer,
you might need to blend longer.
Your results may vary.
Yeah, and I started it really slow and worked up to speed on purpose for effect as well as for safety because I really didn't know if it was going to explode all over the place. But the seal's pretty good. Okay.
So the suggestions are to strain this in a nut milk bag.
Can I get rid of this first?
Absolutely.
So we're going to strain this.
Right. So the research I found suggested a nut milk bag, but Brian wants to use the rumble jar.
Okay. But we're going to strain it into a container, correct?
Yes.
Because, this is going to be a mead.
Yes.
So I need the container.
Yes.
Otherwise, I can't strain it.
I need space for the container.
Final frontier is right here.
Sorry if I got everything
You
wet.
didn't get me. You got everything but me wet. Big splash on the floor.
I think it's probably better to take the silicone base off.
Probably.
Before you put it in the turbos.
Yeah.
It did not do that, obviously.
It holds a little bit of water.
Want to dry it
As Vinny would say, does it hold water? Please tell me you got that reference. You blend. One of my favorite movies. Love that movie.
You're not wearing your t-shirt. You should be wearing your t-shirt.
I have the t-shirt. You're right. The two utes. God damn it. Things like this irritate me when you put one side on and the other side comes off.
Because it's like a jar condom.
It is. It's a jar condom. It's a fermenter condom.
Ta-da!
It's a carondom.
Corundum.
Like a carboy condom.
Sure.
Carondom.
Sure.
Okay.
So what's your plan, man?
I'm going to hold this here.
Okay.
And I'm going to pour it in because this has a spout.
Okay.
Look at that.
Do-do. All right, you want to slow down?
Whoop.
We got some spillage.
Okay, guess what? It's not going down.
Yep.
It clogged. This is going to take a while. This may be why they recommended a nut milk bag.
Probably.
All right, then clean up a bag. We'll use a bag. I'm just going to pour this right back in because it's literally not even coming out anymore.
All right, so I have a nut milk bag that I have sanitized, and in seeing how quickly it clogged up the rumble jar,
There's ways of making this work.
I think Brian might be getting one of his ways.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that once we see what happens here.
All right, so I also had another question. Why did we have to blend this at all? Did you ever think about that?
I would just follow directions.
Right, that's to make horchata.
Sure.
This is horchata, I guess, at this point.
I guess.
You can tell we know so much about horchata. We're not what you would call a horchata expert. Even between the two of us, we don't make one. But my point was, you could, I guess, just throw everything that we had in there right into the
Sure.
fermenter. Now, the concern, Derek, I had concerns about leaving the bag with the nut residue and things like that behind.
But because it's not readily giving up its juice, I think we're just going to dump the whole thing in there and let it be. Now, my question to you is, I took a little sample of what dribbled down the side, and it didn't taste very cinnamony to me.
Yeah.
Do you want to put the cinnamon
That
back?
was one
the
reason
bag?
why I don't want it in the bag.
Oh, you went out of the bag.
Separate.
Okay.
So it can be removed separate from the bag.
Okay.
I think you're right, though. This bag is just going in here because if I spent like half an hour squeezing the bag, no jokes, please, I could totally get it all out.
All right. So we have some other things to consider before we drop that bag in there.
Okay.
The plan was to add 3 pounds of honey and the yeast and let it ferment. Is that enough liquid to...
No. We're going to need water.
Okay.
This is like less than, it's a quart or so of liquid, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need some water. We're going to need, if we're doing 3 pounds of honey, you said?
Yeah.
If we're doing 3 pounds of honey, we're going to need 64 ounces of water. Yeah, this ain't coming out.
Yeah, just tie it on. Let it be.
Couple things. First, let's throw, no, we don't want to do that yet.
This is complicated.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We had a basic idea of how to do this, and, sometimes you just have to adjust. So right now we have our horchata mix in there, and it's not enough to fill the container. So that's where I got the 64 ounces of water from, because 32 ounces of honey, about 3 pounds, 32 ounces from the stuff, the horchata mix, makes 64 plus 64 is 128. So that's a gallon.
All right. So do you want to put the honey in?
I think we should put the honey in. Look at that. See, there's a handle on the jug and everything. I love these 1.5 gallon fermenters. Just gotta, the silicone I don't think is necessary.
So it won't scooch. No
Yeah.
scooching.
Yeah, but what if you need to scooch it?
No scooching.
I sometimes need to scooch it, Anyway, so we're going to be using our Struthers honey. This is a local honey that we got on the honor system, because that's how they work.
Yep.
And we said 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 pounds. Oh, that's thick. And yes, we could heat it. Yes, we could do all sorts of things to it. No, I didn't. People always say that. They always ask, well, why didn't you heat it? Well, because, we just don't. You could. You totally could. There's no harm in doing that. Funny thing is, when it comes to brewing, most of the time the answer to the question is, can I do this thing that is slightly different than the thing you did? The answer is usually, yeah, but... Because there's always a but, there's always something that's going to be different or some sort of deficiency. But in most cases, you can do most of the same thing with slightly different ingredients. Like if you didn't have this honey, of course you can use a different honey. This is just a wildflower. They call it wildflower, even though it's actually probably more orange blossom.
Ta-da!
And she gets a free sample. Yep. And this is a 6 pound jug, 3 pounds left, ready for another brew.
All right, so our honey is in. We are done with our scale. Now we're going to add our 64 fluid ounces of water.
Yep.
I used
Is it warm?
warm water on
Good,
purpose.
because the horchata was cold.
Yes, that.
And I'm going to kind of roll this around as I do so I can rinse off the sides maybe. Try to. That ain't working. That's not working. And this is a 1 gallon batch. We're using a 1.5 gallon fermenter because, well, the bag takes up some space. Everything takes up space. Space takes up space.
Final frontier.
And
You got horchata all
it's
over.
horchata covered. I have to go rinse this off.
You're rinsed.
Now that it's rinsed, it's not sanitized because everything that touches this brew has to be sanitized in.
The red bucket of sanitization.
All right, so there you go.
And yes, I'm starting to say my ridiculous little jingle in various ways.
Variety. It's a spice of life.
Indeed.
Someone got really angry with us the other day. They said that all we do is joke around, and then the one thing that was serious, which was the, using star sand, they said that we made a joke out of it the way it was said, and it couldn't be understood.
I want you to forget that.
Yeah.
I want you to forget my ridiculous jazz hand ridiculousness. You won't. It's there for a reason because it's so silly. You're going to always remember, I got to use star sand. I got to sanitize my
Well,
equipment.
the funny thing is you don't actually say star sand in the jingle.
Right.
But Star San is the sanitizer of choice. There are others out there, and some people like to say, oh, I sanitize with OxyClean or like an Oxy something. That's fine for cleaning, but it's technically not a sanitizer. Does that mean it's a problem? Probably not. Sanitizing is funny. Somebody actually said this to me, and I'm stealing it from them, okay? They said, if you're clean, like soap and water clean, you're 90% of the way there. The other 10% is sanitization. And they are so right.
Yep.
That's so true. Now, I'm not saying don't sanitize. I'm just saying don't get crazy on me. Wash everything. Make sure everything's nice and clean. Use sanitization as the last step to make it as good as you can.
Now, one of the reasons why I really like to sanitize everything is because we're working with so many different ingredients and stuff that I really don't want that little bit of residue that I didn't see when I was cleaning with soap and water to be on my equipment and transfer it to another brew. Because then it may alter the flavor. We actually had this happen to us once when the dreaded capsaicin got into our elderflower wine. I think
it was actually really good, but it was a little spicy.
Very tasty. Oh, it was elderberry. That's
elderberry, yeah. We were wondering why it was spicy.
Yeah. And it was because the capsaicin, which is an oil, retained in the fermenter.
Is it really an oil or is it oil-like? I don't remember. I know it doesn't. It's okay. I just don't want anybody to correct us.
Sure. There's something about oil, whether it's oil-based or oil-soluble or something.
It doesn't break down easily in water. How's that?
It has staying power.
Yeah. Let's just go with that.
And it stayed when we didn't want it to.
And that's why if we use capsaicin or things like that, we tend to use glass because it doesn't stay. I think I may have actually mixed it all the way in already.
Fantastic job.
I'm shocked it mixed in that easy.
I thought that wasn't going to work at all.
You know why though? You used hot water.
Yep.
It's warm now, where the horchata was actually quite cold.
All right, so because he did such a great job, I feel like we can actually get a gravity reading. That maybe...
This looks like one of the weirdest things we have ever fermented. I will just say that right now. Before I take a reading, I want to squirt down the sides because there's a lot of like, am I making it worse?
I think you're making it worse. The liquid is liquid adjacent.
Not gonna bother.
All right.
This is some thick stuff. We might not get an accurate reading. There's a lot of suspended solids in this still. So we'll find out. It's okay. It should be somewhere around 1.110 to 1.120. And, well, it 1.018. Okay. So apparently the dissolved solids didn't really have much effect because I expect there to be a little bit of sugars from the rice and that sort of thing. So, yeah. All right. What do you know?
All right. So I got to sanitize my hands again.
Yeah.
Because it's time to put our...
It smells like rice and honey, which is actually nice.
Back in there because I feel like it needs more cinnamon. More cinnamon.
Now, you chose a yeast for this.
I did. I chose Premier Blanc yeast.
Blanc.
Blanc.
Why did you choose it?
I didn't write down why I chose it, but I actually researched it quite thoroughly to figure out what was going to work best, and that was what I came up with, and I don't remember why.
Okay, the key characteristics is highly neutral with low ester production, ensuring the natural fruit or honey varietals of your base shine through cleanly. It's a 14 to 18% ABV. Wow, that's quite a range.
Yeah.
So if you hit 14, it could go to 18, but if you hit 17, it might not go to 18. Thanks, that's really helpful. Fermentation speed, fast and steady. Kinetics, robust enough to push through stressful conditions or high sugar must. Temperature range 50F to 86F, which is 10 Celsius to 30 Celsius. Nutrition requirements, low to moderate. That's probably part of it. Although, there's quite a bit of stuff in here that could be... I don't know that it's nitrogen-based so much.
I believe that I wanted it to power through and ferment on something that was a questionable ingredient combination. We've never fermented with this combination before. Yeah. And also that I wanted it to retain the purity of the honey addition.
Right, being neutral with the honey and everything. That's probably why you did it.
That is why I selected it.
So half packet of that yeast going in.
And packet.
Yeah, got to make sure all those beasties get in there. do their thing. What do we do now?
We need a lid and an airlock. But apparently, fishing around in turbos.
So what's going to start to happen is this is going to produce CO2 and alcohol over time. It might take up to a couple of days. We'll see activity in the airlock. You'll see some bubbles. There'll be some stuff going on. We don't have a lot of headspace this time. I'm glad we used a 1.5 gallon fermenter. If you're using a bucket, like a 2 gallon bucket, you might even be a little bit better off. There'll be a little bit more room for any foamage that might happen because this stuff, I have a feeling, is going to foam.
Probably.
So we probably keep this one in the kitchen. Keep it, close.
So we can keep an eye on it and nip it in the bud if it decides to get messy.
Oh, there's a bag in there. It might be difficult to use a tilt on this one.
No tilt for you. Sorry.
If the tilt is a digital hydrometer, and if it can't actually float freely, it doesn't give accurate readings. So probably not something we want to do for this one. But one thing that's good is the bag is heavy enough that it is below the surface of the liquid right now. If it starts to ferment in there and gases build up, I don't know if that bag was one of them that let the gases out easily enough. We'll have to work on that. But anyway, this is probably going to take a few weeks to ferment. See you in a few weeks. Okay, so this has been going for, about 2 weeks now. Ugh. I'm shocked it still has color. I thought it was going to lose all its color. Okay, what you're seeing is the bag in there and just, the top of the liquid. I don't see anything that looks untoward. I don't see there's no mold, there's no hair, there's no eyeballs or teeth or anything like that. It looks fine. So what we want to do is pull the bag out. Carefully.
My hand is sanitized. I'm very slowly.
The strainer is sanitized.
Raising.
The bowl is sanitized. Had even some in it.
Raising. Slowly raising. Wiggling a little bit. Why are you not coming out?
I'm in the splash zone.
And
There we go.
transfer.
Now we're removing the bag just because it's probably done all it's going to do. But next, we want to take a reading on this. Because it's been going for a couple of weeks. I couldn't put a tilt in it, so I really have no idea what it's doing. But it has that milky color that it's supposed to have. It's kind of interesting. This is probably one of the weirdest things we've ever fermented.
It's right up there with rice wine.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, it's floating. 0.988. That is among the lowest readings we have ever gotten.
It's like fermentation limbo. Low, gonna go.
That's really low. That's unusual. Usually going below 0.990 is unusual. But that's what it did. So what are we going to do with this now?
I have no idea.
I'm going to pour this back in. We're going to let this sit for another week and think about what it's done. Because A, I wasn't expecting it to be totally done. So B, we're not quite ready to work with it yet. But next week.
Next week, things will happen and stuff. I got goop on it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
However, before we go, using the calculator teacher said I would never have handy. Sorry to the 2 people that get aggravated by that joke. Okay, I'm not really sorry. But anyway, we started this at 1.118, which is a little high for where we usually start. And we ended at 0.988, which is a bit lower than we usually end at. So this went through 130 points of gravity times 131.25 is 17.06%. What? Apparently yeast likes the rice and the almonds.
Wow.
It was Premier Blanc, so it's possible. Premier Blanc can go pretty high. Yeah, I'm calling it 17%.
Wow.
This is where some estimation is involved. It's probably more like 15 or 16. It's hard to say. The numbers say it should be 17, so I'm going to go with 17. Wow. Anyway, do we have any extra in here? Not. Yeah, there was like a tablespoon in there. Not enough to speak of.
All right.
This is a thing now.
It is. And next week we'll be back to figure out what the heck we're going to do with this thing.
Yeah, we probably have to flavor it, alter it, sweeten it, something. Because 988 is very, very dry. That's like Sahara Desert dry.
Have you ever had horchata?
I think so.
We'll see you next week.
So it's been another week, and this is now ready for adjustments. Yes.
Also, during the time that this week has passed, I realized neither of us had actually tasted horchata.
Yep.
So we did an epic search of horchata available for us.
We went to the flea market.
And we went to the flea market and we found horchata.
Yeah.
So we tasted it. Guess what? It's tasty.
It's actually really good. Very sweet. Very, very probably not good for me, but or anyone for that matter. But it actually tasted really good. And I think the flavors we have going here are very similar to it, with some adjustments.
But now that we have that in our mind, we can make adjustments based on that premise that would be more true to an actual horchata.
So now we're racking it, in case you didn't know, using the Soul Stool of Levitation auto siphon. And I just put it halfway down, got it started. We're putting it into a 1 gallon pitcher so we can make our adjustments as needed. Okay, so we got our racked off product. Time to take a taste. We tasted this last week, but you know, it's been sitting. Just a small taste, because this is dry. And horchata is really, really sweet.
Whenever we ferment something that is out of our typical wheelhouse, like rice, nuts,
Yeah.
it just seems weird.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Yeah. Bananas are bananas. Taste it.
It doesn't smell as bad as I thought it would smell.
Taste it. I smell the basis of a horchata in there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty. Well, it's pretty dry. There's also 17% alcohol.
What? Yeah. I don't know why this got so happy with the yeast.
Because there was a lot of stuff for yeast to chew
It
on.
did. They were happy. They were like, this is
Right.
craziness. We like it.
The first thing that I want to do before we sweeten is we want to add some vanilla to this. I'm going to start with a tablespoon.
Right. So vanilla is going to do a couple of things. It's going to blend the flavor profile and make it more creamy feeling on the palate and on the flavor.
Could you use a vanilla bean if you want to? Sure. I don't know how much to use or how long to leave it. I'm just using a tablespoon of extract.
And the reason why we're adding that first is because vanilla can do some unusual things to flavor profile. We know we want this to be sweeter, but we knew we wanted to add the vanilla to add to that milky creaminess sensation that horchata should naturally have.
I know we want this sweeter though, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Let's add some honey, because this is meat.
And we're just going to
Could
dump
just add sugar.
some honey in there
Yeah.
because
Tasting, we're sweetening the taste. Our taste on this is sweet. If your taste is less sweet, add less.
add less.
If you're unaccustomed to doing things this way, add significantly less to start and then build up as you go.
The benefit or downside to adjusting things to taste is that you get to take more tastes.
The only downside is if you have a small batch to start with,
Yeah.
you're taking samples. That's why you'll see me pour very small samples just to get a taste of it. Ideally, you want to kind of live with it a while. So
Yeah.
you want larger pours.
Yeah.
But, you know, we only do 1 gallon batches. And the reasons for 1 gallon batches are many. Most of which is we just don't need to make as much stuff as we make.
Look at the shelves of mystery. Are they empty? No. No, they are not.
They're full of all the stuff that is like the BT and stuff that we just bottled. Because what happens is we bottle things and the stuff that we like gets drank. The stuff that was like, it's still there. It's true.
We have so many things in our multiple mini fridges and on top of our mini fridges, depending on if it needs to be refrigerated or not. That's what we should be drinking now. But of course we ignore those and go to the shelves of mystery and get new things.
Yeah.
And it's chaos, like is most of our things here on City Steading Brews.
Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
hysteria.
Love that we do that together. That is so awesome. Somebody asked me what that was from. I was like, how can you still be a viewer of our show and not know what that is from? I don't really mean to make fun of people for not knowing stuff like that.
No, it's fine. And I know there's a vast generation situation.
For those that don't know, it's from Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Mythbusters.
Along with, yes, this man has no dick. That is the funniest line ever delivered in a movie. I thought that was just amazing the way that happened. You have to see it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you've seen it before, go watch it again. You'll like it.
If the first quote didn't get you, the second one surely did.
Yep. The funny thing is, they're almost in the same conversation. They are. They're practically in the same conversation. They're in the same scene. It's one of the more quotable movies. It's starting to smell really good.
I feel like this is going to need more cinnamon.
You said that.
I did.
We'll find out. We can add more cinnamon if we need to. Oh, something just came through. Coconut. Is there coconut?
There's no coconut.
Then it's the combination of the rice and almonds making almost a coconut smell.
Okay, I can.
It's not exactly coconut, but it sort of came across. I don't know. It's a quick sniff, you know. Don't get much from a quick sniff. You got to really take it in. Get your schnoz in there. But it does sort of almost.
I'm getting the. Go ahead, put that in your mouth.
Needs more sweetness.
I'm getting the creamy sensation.
Yeah,
now,
it needs a lot more sweetness though.
But it needs a lot more sweetness, and it's going to need more cinnamon.
Okay. If you want to get the cinnamon when I start mixing.
But how are we going to do that? Because it's going to take time to do the cinnamon.
We're going to break the cinnamon up. And this will have to be pasteurized when we're finished. Pasteurization
should accelerate the cinnamon extraction. Look at that.
Yeah, it's almost like I thought of that when you mentioned it earlier. Let's go ahead and find that cinnamon.
Full disclosure, our relationship with horchata when we tasted it at the flea market, granted, we were both incredibly overheated.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do not go to a flea market when it's over 100
It was
degrees.
95 degrees that day. 97?
Yes,
95, 97?
but with the heat index,
Oh,
it was
it was
107.
No.
So don't go
Because they don't have AC in those
place
tents.
that's not air conditioned at that time, midday. It's not a good idea. But then we found the horchata, and it was like the angels started singing to us, "There's horchata here," and we were drinking it, and we're like, "This is creamy. This is cold, and it has a little cinnamon punch, and that's lovely." So some things I think just aren't intended to be fermented. And I know some people are going to be like, "Blasphemy! How dare you say that?" But it's true.
Needs more vanilla. Needs more sweetness. Stick your finger in there. It'll be better.
Like, I just want to dump some rice milk in there, or maybe rice milk and almond milk.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Would that cause an issue though? That's my
Okay.
because there's a fermented. Okay, part of the reason when you're adding milks, even if they're non-dairy milks, is that alcohol introduced to that could cause curdling. We don't want curdling.
No, we don't want to add rice milk. But what if we do this? If we sweeten this till we like the sweetness level, because
Yeah.
it still needs more.
Yep.
Add more rice and add more cinnamon.
Okay. And let it sit.
Well, pasteurize it first. Then add more rice, add more cinnamon. Let it sit on those things for a while and absorb those flavors. I think it really needs that. It lost the rice flavor. There was like a creaminess and a freshness from the rice last time we tasted this that's gone now.
I think
And I noticed a color change too, so that is probably what we're detecting.
There's also another issue that may be occurring is that the creamy milk part from plant-based milks, be it nuts or rice, you have to stir it. You have to mix it. You can't let it settle.
Colloid?
If it settles out, then it's no longer part of the party.
Yeah,
and
it totally settled out after a while.
And with the fermentation process, you don't want to do that. So it's like we're battling uphill.
Yes. Well, as you said, this was never really meant to be a fermented beverage. It really doesn't have alcohol in it. I mean, you could spike it with rum or something, but it was never meant to be a fermented.
Making horchata and spiking it with rum sounds delightful, honestly. But
this is it's a little disappointing. But we're going to make this taste good.
We're going to make it work.
Yeah.
We have tools.
This, to me, is the epitome of homebrewing. We had an idea. Somebody gave us an idea. We tried it the way it seemed like it should go. And now we're going, maybe some of those choices weren't so good. Like, I'm actually thinking that the rice and the almonds should have been put in conditioning. They should have never been in during fermentation.
Okay.
That way we would have gotten the freshness of those.
Right.
And that's why I want to do it again, so to
we've
speak.
talked about adding ingredients both in primary and conditioning. And I think this is a prime opportunity to do that.
I agree.
So we'll get it to the sweetness that we feel is appropriate.
Or as much as we have.
Or as much as we have honey for. And then we're going to pasteurize it so that it will stop fermentation. And then let's just add all the ingredients back in again.
Well, except the almonds. I don't think I want to add those at this point just because of the potential rancidity.
Okay.
Whereas, because they'll float.
Oh.
Rice should absorb the liquid and sink, and it won't be an issue.
Okay.
And I really think it's the rice flavor that's missing.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I also feel like potentially once we rack it off the solids, it's going to be the kind of beverage that you're just going to shake before consuming.
Yeah.
Because anything that settles out, you still want to be part of the creamy horchata experience.
Yeah. There was a lot of white solids at the bottom. That was all the good stuff that fell out.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, live and learn. That's what this is all about. And every once in a while, someone criticizes us that we only make experimental things. We don't test the brews beforehand. Yeah, of course.
But we show you from start to finish, so that way, if we made adjustments, you can make them as well when you're making your batch.
Because it's really easy to make something 5 times, have a recipe, and just say, do this, 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 and this, and you're done. But if
There's no learning in that.
Right. If you never actually teach people what can happen or what goes wrong or all the things that go sideways, then what's the point? And that's where our channel, I like to keep it different. We do it different on purpose.
Right. This is our recipe channel, but this is using recipes as a vehicle to create learning.
Yeah. Exactly. Teaching you how to brew, not giving you a brew.
Yeah.
But the yellow color, I noticed that right away,
Yeah.
and that threw me, and I went, wait a minute. And then when we got to the bottom, I saw all the whites.
Off all the creamy goodness.
That's not bad. That's not bad. It's missing the rice flavor. Mm-hmm. It's missing more cinnamon. Mm-hmm. I think you are correct. But I think we're in the right direction. Now, we may end up having to make more adjustments after this.
Yes,
but
and we're okay with that.
But this does need to be pasteurized before we can do that. So we need to put this into a 1 gallon fermenter.
Yeah, we're just under. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Our milk jug is sitting over there with something cooling in it.
Occupido.
So, yeah, today is the pasteurization day, apparently, for Steading Brews. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to pasteurize this, and then next week we'll be back to make some more adjustments for you. Let you know how that goes. Okay, this is kind of a problem child.
So the way we do things is we think about the different ingredients and different flavor profiles and creating a new thing from that, right? Well, the thing that we didn't think about in this particular instance was difference in processes. And that is what is the crux of the problem with this particular brew. So we have a mead where meads are honey, water, yeast. You let it ferment, and then you rack it off of the lees that settles on the bottom. That's the process for making mead. Then you have a horchata, which is steeping almonds and rice and then blending that all together and then straining it. And then you have
almond milk, almond rice milk.
It's an almond rice milk, basically, a spiced, sweetened almond rice milk. But you strain the large solids, but there's still plenty of particulates in that. So the fact that when you're ready to drink it, you want to mix it up real good so you get it all recombined. So using that in a mead scenario, all that good stuff that I talked about is going to be left in, not incorporated in the brew. So
it all fell out.
So we don't have the essence of the horchata. We have...
Well, we have the essence of it. We just don't have all of it.
We use that as a base to ferment with the honey, but It's like we have to make a whole new horchata and add that to this now.
Right. And it would almost be more of a cocktail at that point.
Right.
Which I thought about that too. Here's where we're at with this, just so you guys understand. There was thought of not showing this video, okay? And I said, well, you know what? I just think I'd rather show it as a failed attempt. I'm okay with that. I mean, people fail at things. It's all right to fail. It's not a fail. It was a learning experience.
It's a different type of fail
Yeah.
because then I was thinking, okay, well, if we wanted the essence to use as our fermentation base, we totally did that. That's super cool. Ideally, we would want to use this as our steeping liquid for the next batch of horchata. But then when you go to blend it,
Yeah.
you're going to aerate,
Which leaves us with
and that's a problem. So
leaves us with a few options. The first option is we move forward as this is, try to get the flavors back in, which we're already seeing is not going to happen because even if we put more rice in there, it's going to fall out again. Okay. The other option is to rack this, have part A, and then make a
horchata
and mix them together.
Together at serving.
I mean, I guess that's okay too. Not really the way I'd want to do it. And the third is to just say, we give up.
So looking at this vessel as
This
it
doesn't
is
say
now,
horchata to me.
it doesn't say horchata to me, and it says, what is
Mess.
going on here? Because that's some weirdness. We got bubbles and kind of like almost reverse sediment on the top. I don't know how that happens. But that is sort of disconcerting until we go down towards the bottom and you can see there's this mess on the bottom. So I feel like some of this is what is on top. And that's just the solids and the particulates from the rice and the almonds, I would be guessing.
I think she's right. And I think some of it just floats.
Yeah.
And it makes a weird thickness
Right.
at the top, and bubbles are starting to form. These bubbles on top, a lot of people might be afraid of that. It's nothing to be worried about. It looks like it could be an infection of some kind, but it's not at all. It's literally just the bubbles are captured.
And we've talked lots of times when people ask us, well, why don't you use this ingredient or that ingredient, about fats and how fats can cause an issue. And
there's oils pooling at the top of this.
that's what we got going on here.
I don't think it went rancid, but it could over time. However, on the smell, it actually I smelled it already.
It smells good.
Well, last time we added vanilla, we added more honey. Nope, we added vanilla during the adjustments. And yep, we added vanilla during the adjustments. That's the only adjustment we made so far. I added honey to that glass and mixed it through.
Oh, okay.
Just that glass, not the whole thing, just the glass.
Okay.
You didn't even see me do it. I held up the mini whisk and bottle of honey.
Being stealthy. All right, so I'm going to drink some.
It might not be very sweet at all yet. What? Is it good?
It doesn't look like horchata,
It actually kind of tastes
but
like
it kind of tastes like horchata.
Holy crap.
Well, that just changes everything. I thought we were
I thought we were done.
going to dump this, or
This
we were
is
going to
further
have to
proof?
remake it, or
Okay, I want to go on record and saying we did not expect this. We did not plan this. I was going into this section where we were talking about, should we talk about off camera or on camera? And I said, let's just do it on camera. They need to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, all the stuff. In this instance, I was sort of leaning towards dumping it out. Telling you guys we did it, leading up to this point and then saying, this isn't something that we want to continue wasting more product. But at this point, I'm ready to rack it, sweeten it to this level, pasteurize it, and move forward.
Didn't we pasteurize it already?
You're right. Why did we pasteurize it? Did we add honey to this already last time?
I think we might have a failure of note taking.
Yeah.
Which
it happens.
It happens.
Here's how we correct this. She drinks the rest of that. I take some more from the sample and we taste it. And we might just be finishing the video today.
Yeah. I thought this was going to need basically a whole new horchata made and then blended together to get it to have any flavor whatsoever. I'm getting the cinnamon. I'm getting
No, we sweetened it last week.
the creamy stuff. I'm getting everything.
Yep. It's lovely. It's very nice. Okay, so let's back up. Now we're going to do a tasting. See, welcome to the chaos that is us. But this is a perfect example of something that doesn't look like it should taste good, looks a little iffy, that you might be concerned about. It's not at all. There's actually nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
There's some solids that need to fall out, which I'm probably just going to cold crash this, okay? But we sweetened it, we added vanilla extract, and now it actually tastes wonderful. I get the cinnamon, I get the rice creaminess.
Yep.
Everything about it is...
It's just the wrong color, but that's okay.
Yeah, it should be white. And that's probably what's throwing us off a little.
Yeah.
But I would say we...
some for you so we
Yeah.
can... All right, so
I would say we made horchata mead.
we did, which we were thinking after comparing the processes and everything that I've already talked about, we're like, maybe this just wasn't supposed to happen.
I don't think it is, but it did.
But it did, and it's nice.
Do you have a number?
I'm thinking about numbers. Do you have a number?
On your screen, you should be seeing our scorecard, which goes from 1 through 11, which you don't see as 0 for those things that we would probably dump out, things that just suck. This isn't a 0.
We thought it might have been a 0.
I thought it might be like a 1 or a 2.
And we were wrong. You drank it all. I need a little bit more.
I can give you more.
Just a little tiny bit. Those tiny bits that cause problems.
Yeah, a whole lot I can do. Tiny bit hard. I pretty much have a number on this already. We did not give a final sweetness level. We're probably going to need to do that. We probably should have done that before we did the tasting.
Oh, gravity reading?
Yeah. It's sweet.
It is sweet.
It's also 17% alcohol. So, you know, there's that. But we'll give numbers and then I'll give a gravity reading. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 7. I'm just below great on this. That's how good this actually is. She gave it into the great level. I'm stupefied.
I could drink that
Flabbergasted.
a lot
Even flummoxed.
and probably regret it due to that 17%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's take a gravity reading on this, though. Now, you might be wondering, why am I taking another gravity reading? It's to tell you what sweetness level we ended this at, and so that I can put it in the note. I probably might have said it last time.
Might have, yeah.
But I didn't write it down, so if I didn't write it down, it didn't happen. This is also not completely clear, but it's reasonably clear.
And because...
It should be white and milky.
Right, so we're not even going to worry about that part.
1.042. So the first taste where I added honey before I even tasted it, that was even sweeter.
Completely unnecessary.
What we're going to do with this now. First, I am pouring this back in because we're not racking this today. I'm going to let it sit some more.
Okay.
So I'm pouring this back in very carefully. I don't want to oxidize. So just drain it down the side like that. It's fine. But what we're going to do with this now is I'm going to stick this in the fridge and cold crash it to hopefully let some of that stuff clear out. If you don't know what cold crashing is, it's literally just put it in the fridge for a couple of weeks, let it get really cold, just above freezing. And that helps some of the solids to fall out of suspension.
Now, as we said before, that may or may not be the
Might not
best
do anything.
thing for us to do,
I got to do something.
but we're doing it anyway.
And then we'll let this sit for a while. And then once it sits for a while, we'll rack it and then we'll bottle it. And we'll put one bottle away for a year. So a year from like today,
Sure.
we'll be back for a tasting. Sorry for the complete chaos on this one,
didn't know.
but it really threw us for a loop with what was going on. And you know, it's always awesome when it turns right back around and you go, wow, holy crap, this tastes good.
That was surprising.
As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.